Hello everyone. Today we will start with statistics. Statistics is that branch of mathematics in which we will first organize the raw data into meaningful numbers and then finally making interpretation out of that data. So statistics is divided into two parts. One is descriptive statistics, another one is inferential statistics. In case of descriptive statistics, we have a lot of data. Like suppose we have marks of 100 students in a class. So if we will calculate the average marks, that is the mean of the marks, then we will call it a descriptive statistic. Like we have organized the raw data of 100 students into some meaningful number. So mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, all these come under descriptive statistics, which we will discuss in detail later. Another one is inferential statistics. In case of inferential statistics, we use to draw some inferences from the data available. There are various tests like t-test, z-test, chi-square test, ANOVA that we will apply and make inferences out of it. Like suppose we have a group of people to whom we have provided some treatment and we want to test whether this treatment is significant or effective or not. So in this case, we have the blood sample, we will calculate all the values and then by applying the test, we will draw the results whether this treatment is effective or not. This comes under inferential statistics. So before starting with descriptive statistics, we will first learn few terms which are necessary for us to understand further. Like one term is sample and population. Basically, sample is a subset of population. This means sample is a small part of a population. So if we are performing any study on population, we will call it census. And if we will perform any study on a sample, we will call it a survey. For example, to differentiate between sample and population, let's suppose we say the number of smokers all over the universe. So this is a population. So if we are calculating the number of smokers in Delhi, or the number of smokers in India, or the number of smokers in US, this is a sample, a subset of the population. So, uh, this is basically the difference between sample and population. Different variables that we use to calculate them are depicted by different letters. In case of population, we will use Greek letters like mu for mean, sigma for standard deviation, sigma square for variance. Whereas in case of sample, we will use Latin words like X bar for mean, S for standard deviation, X square for variance. Next comes the word variable. Basically, what is variable? Variable is a quantity that may vary from one object to another. There are various ways to categorize variable. First one is independent variable and dependent variable. Independent variable is a variable which does not depend upon another variable, like our age. Our age is not depending upon any other variable. And the dependent variable is the one which depend upon other variable. So to differentiate between the two, suppose smoking causes lung cancer. So lung cancer depends upon a variable which is smoking. So smoking is which depend upon smoking. So lung cancer is a dependent variable, whereas smoking is an independent variable. Another example, like there is a algal growth in ocean. If the temperature and amount of light reaching the ocean changes, there is a change in algal growth. So algal growth is depend upon temperature and light. Therefore, algal growth is a dependent variable, whereas temperature and light are independent variables. Another way to classify variable is discrete or categorical, and another is continuous. Basically, discrete means there are finite number of values and it can never be a fraction. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, but not a fraction. And categorical is one in which there are categories like gender. Gender has male and female. So these two are the categories. This is a discrete or categorical variable, and another is continuous variable, which is continuous, like value is 1, 1.1, 2, 3. It can either be fraction or integer. Basically, our weight, our height, they come under continuous variable. Another way to classify variable is qualitative or quantitative. Qualitative is basically categorical, like we are not quality, we are not expressing it in numbers. For example, gender. Gender is either male or female. We are not assigning any value to it, any number to it. Or suppose we are calculating the beauty measure. Beauty measure of a person. Like one is the beautiful, two is medium, and three is maximum.